man, that's not a flute, is it? You know, flutes were outlawed after New Wave for ages. They were brought back by the OCs. And then King Gizzard, I've just been learning all this. Okay, I haven't finished yet, I'm afraid. This is going on a bit. But when I've stopped, it'll be over. That'll be good, you'll be okay. Right. I don't know what you want to do with this, really, Nigel. Anything you can think of to make it sound good, really. Thank you for your positive attitude. Have you had, like, if you think back over the years of going to shows, can you remember, like, really good interviews you've had? Yeah. Certainly some of the older acts. Yeah. Graham Nash, there's an interview with Graham Nash. Bob Dylan, Dylan used to do it. Anyone seen a Dylan interview?
Bryan Ferry.
Bryan Ferry on it. He should, because he changes shirts a lot. He changes, like, Bryan has 3 shirts. I'm a rank amateur, I've just changed it for the second set. Okay, I'm going to start in a second. You couldn't see, a lot of coffee I didn't drink in the first set. No, I think it's called Otis. I mean, it's like, you know, it's named after one of Bryan Ferry's sons.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Shirt interpretations are good. It goes back a long time, it goes back to the Assyrians. This goes out to Jeffrey, who wanted me to put it on the LP that he wanted me to put it on, but he was right, it should have gone on that LP, but as it didn't, I've still got the rights to it. Here we go. This is set in Los Angeles and I think written in London, but they're both famous international capitals. I mean, what the hell, you know? They've both got drains and electricity and people feeling unhappy or ecstatic and people lying to each other and sneezing and having insomnia and crazy ideas, you know. There's lots of British people in London, there's lots of British people in LA. Here we are. Okay, here we are. So there's going to be a gap in the set, so I can go and lie in my velveteen casket for 17 minutes. And Yar can get another drink, hit the restroom, and say that this wasn't quite as good as when you saw me here last time, but I did do some cool old song you never heard me do before. And were you going to catch the Camper Van Beethoven reunion?
Yeah.
And during this, of course, my friend, the person who runs everything, apart from Nigel, he's a tall man named Tristan with curly hair. Tristan will be selling some merchandise of some holy relics of mine. There's very few of them left, and I think there isn't a copy of the record that this song is from, but there are other things you can buy. You know, it's going to be Thanksgiving soon, so what better way to show your appreciation for a loved one or relative than by buying them some artifact done by an obscure cult figure and giving it to them. So how else can you say, I love you, you're special?
That's right. Obscure cult
There are all
figure.
sorts of things and I can't remember, but I know this, I think this one is sold out. And it's from a great record. It's got pictures of my cats, Ringo and Tubby, on the cover, and some streetcars, old vintage streetcars. And this song is meant to sound like The Who, but it really doesn't like this at all. But so maybe if you could just make the drums kind of lively, you know, Nigel. Give it some Keith Moon, thank you. I mean, Zach Starkey's great too, obviously, but whoever seems appropriate. Probably more than Kenny Jones. I mean, Kenny was great in the Faces. But it's quite hard being the drummer for The Who. Any of you drum for The Who? No, me neither. Okay. This is about a mythical British pub. It doesn't actually exist, but I wouldn't write a song about anything that existed. I could be in trouble. This shirt's quite clean, but I haven't done the buttons up. I'm quite old now. Do you think I should do the buttons up or leave it like it is? You like it like that? Because there's stuff you can do when you're young, you know, like be stubbly and dishevelled and have bad breath and all the rest of it. And it's good, but it doesn't look so nice on an older person. Like, you know, you have to do all that nasal stuff. I think. Maybe guys do. Women have got to get rid of different things. Okay. Just saying, you know. I'm going to play this continue this set with my sleeves unbuttoned like that, you know. Let me know if you think I'm looking louche. Okay, this is the song I was telling you about.
Can you sign this?
4300.
Yeah.
God, if this was a plane and you jumped out of it, you'd die.
Watch out for that going home. Do not fall to sea level immediately. You may decompress or even shatter. Remember, hasty movements have eternal consequences. Step gently in and out of your conveyance. Take time to look around. Locate the exit nearest to you. Say hello to your ancestors' ghosts. Do not eat the lima beans.
I don't know why. You shouldn't. You know, but I mean, a newsreader doesn't make up the news, do they? They just read it. Somebody hands them some sheets of paper and say, here, make this sound worth listening to. And newsreaders don't actually cause all that crisis and catastrophe and division and hatred. They just tell you about it. They're nice people. They've got clean underwear. They go home. They decompress. They don't leap out of their vehicles suddenly and shatter. Nor do they fly up to the ceiling and stay there because their heads are full of helium. And then they slowly deflate and wind up on the divan, but still kind of not quite there, you know, like sagging balloons. Nobody compares a news anchor to a sagging balloon. Hello, I'm not sure you're with me on that one. Have I transgressed? Oh good, I hope so. Okay folks, I've got to play another song. Keep the chorus on this one, I like it. Just imagine there's some really great person doubling me on a 12 string. Nobody requested this, but someone will go, oh, I like that one. Glasses, all we're really made of them. Glasses, all we'll ever be. Nothing there to be afraid of. We're both transparent. Can't you see? Glasses rising all around us. It climbs and chimes in to the air. When somebody thinks they've found us, turn sideways on and disappear. Glass protects glass can shatter. Hear the sirens, hear the screams. In the end though, nothing matters, 'cause no one else can see your dreams. Okay, Nigel, can you dig up the Buddy Holly Memorial Slap Echo for this one? I'm going to count it in Norwegian. Here we go. Thank you. This is the song before I asked Nigel to put the chorus on the guitar. So this is an unchorused guitar. It's already kind of hinting at being chorused. This was a song I demoed in my parents' house many years ago, but my parents were allergic to reverb, so you couldn't, if you made demos in their house, they were very dead sounding. It was as if you made them in the middle of a roll of carpet. You just sort of sounded mummified from the very beginning. And so a lot of neighbours didn't make demos at my parents' house. And my father particularly was quite sensitive, and he'd say, "Joycey, love, why are people not making demos at our house?" And she'd say, "Ray, darling, it's because we're allergic to reverb. It's not a reflection on us perfectly, it's just our needs. Look at the cat, even the cat is velveteen." And it's true. Even our cutlery was velvet, which gave us the illusion of being classy, but it also was really hard to wash up after meals. But I went around and I made this demo when I was grown up. I'd already had some success in America, and I thought that I could act differently, you know, go back home and I'm just going to make a demo, or whatever, you know. I've been to Nebraska, you know. I'm a man of the world. Yeah, I had sex in San Francisco. You haven't, Grandma. Well, I should hope not. And it was right, my grandmother never had sex in San Francisco, but she did pioneer those sexy Ray-Bans before Andy Warhol got hold of them. So in many ways she was ahead of the Warhol curve. Anyway, I made this demo, but it was so muffled that I didn't listen to it, and then a man in Cardiff put some reverb on it, and I thought, this is quite good, so I'm going to play it now with reverb.
Give us some reverb, Nigel. Don't spare the reverberations. On the voice, that is. Let the guitar speak mutely for itself. Why, thank you.
Okay, if you want to imagine something while I'm playing, imagine cookies. Not the things that you get on the internet, but you know, just nice, round, dry cookies.
An island of cookies, with a cookie island in the middle. Oh yes, for infinity is round, round as the moon that rises over yonder mountain. During the interval you can step outside and see if anyone's taken a bite out of the moon. I'll be doing that. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. Let's hold the mood around again. Can I have the chorus back, please? Nigel, and if you can make the drums sound like Mick Fleetwood and John McVie, that would be great, thanks. This is very much an outtake from Rumours. With a few small differences. Did you know that was recorded in Sausalito, just outside of San Francisco? Apparently I can book fairly cheap studio time in the same room, and I can make the same record as Rumours. Incredible, nearly 40 years later. with apparently guaranteed sales of over 50 million worldwide. It's going to cost me maybe $2,000. It's an incredible investment. I would be able to buy the Queen Mary, and I would be able to, I could reinstall the hydrogen balloons crossing the Atlantic, all kinds of fantastic things. Again, I don't mention any of that in this song, but I just wanted to send you off on a false trail before I sing it. It's another quite sad song, so because my songs are generally quite morose, I'm as inane as possible in between songs, just so balances out. Like you can't, if you're going to be essentially a bomber, you've got to encase it in something very digestible. If it's like a bomber with bomber rising, then it might be enormously successful, but why would you want to go to it? Leonard Cohen looked very happy. His songs were pretty dark and deep, but he smiled. To the end, he would bounce back on stage for encores. He'd wear a stingy brim hat. He'd spend a lot of time meditating, so he was quite slim, even though he'd been a groover in earlier life. And a deep fornicator too, but a very amorous one, a loving one, not just some sort of cold-hearted sex shark. He loved everybody he had sex with, I think. He was really good at that. What am I doing? I'm holding my hand so I can see it. You can't be too careful. That's why astronauts need good eyesight, so they can seal their limbs in case one's missing. They can, beep. Houston, mission control. Hey, I've got a missing hand. What do I do, Roger? There's an artifact. We've got a dibbock in the capsule. There's some kind of theme making things invisible. What do I do? What do you do, especially if you're a mission control, you're dealing with somebody possibly millions of miles away who suddenly can't see their hand. This is why people who work in mission control have to be very kind of empathic, understanding. They go, Roger, I copy you, Glenn. Don't worry, just because you can't see your hand doesn't mean it's not there. Try holding up an imaginary egg and shaking it, like, some kind of thing going along with a Tamra Motown song. Bernadette or something, you're just shaking it. Bernadette. Do some percussion for that. No, Glenn, come back. Don't let go. You can't see his what? You can't see his head. Well, never mind. Just put an imaginary crown on it and sing. Listen to What the Man Said by Wings. Yeah, you can shake the Bernadette egg and still sing Listen to What the Man Said. Glenn, you're an astronaut, for fuck's sake. Just do it. And that's how these people win. Again, like I said, I haven't sung the song yet, have I? I'm just gonna dive out of that one and sing the song I was planning to sing, I think. Yeah, a bit of chorus on it. Thanks. Can I have a bit of a chorus on the guitar for this one, please? I often think I write songs often because I like the look of them, of the things I'm putting in the song. I often put things in songs because I like the look of them, and one of the things I've always liked the look of, but it took me a long time, I think over 40 years before I realized it. It's like realizing you're in love with somebody, but it takes you maybe 40 years to realize that, They're sitting opposite you every day on the bus, getting old and metabolizing. But traffic cones, what y'all call pylons, I think can be really beautiful. I saw some wonderful cones in LA the other day, sort of green, luminescent cones. Most cones are kind of orange colored because you're supposed to notice them. They're designed to, develop, to create some kind of alarm in you, but there are some very soothing cones. Kelly Stoltz, who's been playing with me, opening for me recently, Kelly has a lovely white cone in his house. I saw some blue cones in Florida in January, and I saw fantastic yellow and black striped cones in Poland in November. I'd never been to Poland before, and there was something to greet me. So this song is a celebration of cones during the equinox, the autumn equinox, when at dusk, at twilight, and seeing them I just put them in various scenarios, glowing, in scenarios I think are already alluring, beautiful in some way, slightly emotive. My stuff isn't emotional, I'm aware of that. I have fairly high level of Asperger's, and so my stuff is basically more visual. My stuff doesn't necessarily touch the heart in the way that great songs do, but they're very specific pictures. And so that's what I picture when I sing this song. I don't know if any of you were ever young. I can't see very well. I assume most of you are as ancient as I am, or feel it. I'm not here to make you feel better, just less alone. Sometimes loneliness is preferable to being with somebody, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm here for you. It's all right, man, I'll go. You go over there, have fun. Hey, I'll buy you a beer, it's all right, leave me alone. Yeah, so this is about sort of phantom youth, you know. One's phantom youth, like man. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to play with my fingers as if it was a pig.